A blockbuster ruling in the civil fraud case against former President Donald Trump, a New York judge fining him over $355 million for inflating his net worth to get better terms on loans. Besides this massive penalty, Trump also barred from running a business in his home state, right here in New York, for the next 3 years. NewsNation's Caitlyn Becker is live this morning outside of Trump Tower in Manhattan. Good morning, Caitlyn. This is a civil case, but as we've been discussing, it has serious consequences for Trump's business empire. Tell us what this means, all of it.
Good morning, Hena. Well, essentially, New Yorkers, we woke up this morning with one less business mogul here in the city. The ruling essentially places Trump in corporate timeout for the next couple of years. No securing loans, no running businesses here in the state. That's going to be a pretty big deal for Trump. The Trump organization is right here. The ruling bans the former president from serving in any top or executive roles in a New York corporation, and that is for a period of 3 years. That, of course, as I said, includes the Trump organization. Now, that has actually been run by his sons, Don Jr. and Eric, since 2017, but Hena, they are out too. The judge barred Don Jr. and Eric Trump from serving as officers in New York corporations for 2 years, not to mention that staggering multi-million-dollar fine that you just mentioned. And needless to say, Donald Trump was not very pleased about this decision, and he continued to deny any wrongdoing after this ruling came down on Friday, accusing both the judge and the attorney general of being corrupt and politically motivated.
She campaigned on the fact that I will get Trump, I will get Trump. Everybody's saying it.
Attorney Letitia James accused the former president of wildly inflating his net worth so he could secure bigger loans and better interest rates. Now, she had initially asked the court to permanently bar Donald Trump from doing business in New York, and she wanted him to pay upwards of $355 million in fines. Despite the slightly softer penalties, in a press conference yesterday, the AG celebrated this ruling as a big win.
Donald Trump's fraud is staggering. And so too is his ego and his belief that the rules do not apply to him. Today, we are holding Donald Trump accountable. We are holding him.
Some harsh words from the AG, but Hena, they were nowhere near as harsh as the words that the judge had for Donald Trump in this 92-page ruling. He really skewered him in this one part. He was particularly incensed about Trump and his business associates basically digging in their heels when they were caught overstating the company's value. He writes, quote, "Their complete lack of contrition and remorse borders on pathological. They're accused of only inflating asset values to make more money. The documents prove this over and over again. This is a venial sin, not a mortal sin. Defendants did not commit murder or arson. They did not rob a bank at gunpoint. Donald Trump is not Bernard Madoff yet. Defendants are incapable of admitting the error of their ways." And even now, Donald Trump seems to refuse to admit any sort of error happened. He said he is going to appeal this ruling and said in a statement on Friday that he actually ran a, quote, perfect company. But appeal or not, denials or not, they still have to pay this massive $355 million fine. Don Jr. and Eric have their own respective $4 million fines, and associate Alan Weisselberg is on the hook for $1 million. This money has to be paid either in full or by bond within 30 days, and it will accrue interest. So that is the case, Hena, even with or without appeal. But the question now, as it always is in these types of situations, is whether or not this will move the needle for voters. And the Trump campaign is counting on it to do so. They are already fundraising off of the back of this ruling, asking donors to step up and donate money, calling it election interference.
Caitlyn Becker live in front of Trump Tower. Caitlyn, great reporting. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.